how's it going, everybody? So for the bad camera quality, uh, yeah. So I've just been, well, just been kind of busy with schoolwork and everything like that. So the posts are kind of limited. I went ahead and put on. I also I pretty much made a video. Well, not a video. It's like an audio story that I wrote myself. So if y'all want to definitely check those out. They're littered with sound effects and stuff like that. Probably make that like a constant thing where I'll write a short story and I'll just post it online as like as pretty much like an audio story so I can read it. I kind of jock the creepypasta style a little bit. So yeah, I wanted to just kind of show off my talents as a writer. Uh, Another thing too, I guess on this video kind of wanted to talk about creating characters uh, when you're writing a story, like when you're writing a novel or whatever. So at least the way I create characters is I just think of a character and then I'm kind of like, okay, this character has such and such personality. Like, for instance, if you make like a character with like claustrophobia, so now you get your character with claustrophobia, and then you just gotta think like, how can I make an interesting story around that character now? There's probably like a whole bunch of ideas. Sky's the limit, especially with a character who has like a deficiency. Uh, I mean, pretty much it flows from there. I mean, you just think of a think of a story to where like, okay, he's in a he's in a tight space and now he's trying to get out. Or make a story to where basically just make a story to cater to that character's deficiency or his fear and how he has to overcome that fear or that obstacle. And it's basically, so again, that's how I usually write a character. Um, I just write a story like surrounding that character, his surroundings. How's he gonna react to this person? Like if there's another character in your story, which more likely, I mean, there is. So this character, is this character going to set up an obstacle to bring out his fear and just make it impossible for this character to overcome that fear? I mean, it's so many things to do it to create a character. A lot of people can make a lot of people can make webs too. So you got your character in the middle. You circle your character around the middle, and then you just kind of branch out, and make all these different webs and stuff like that. And then in the webs, you can probably put like, okay, this character has a relationship to your protagonist, uh, and then of course you have his deficiency in one of the web bubbles or whatever. So in one web bubble, you got, okay, this is his wife or this is girlfriend or his, maybe he stays with his mom. Maybe he's a loser who stays up in his room or lives in the basement or something like that, and he can't he can't get over this fear, and whole story might just be about him getting over that fear. Or you can expand on that story and make this character give this character like make this character like a hero or something like that. He's got to save somebody, but in order for him to save somebody, he's got to get through a claustrophobic spot. You know what I'm saying? Something like along those lines. But you want to make the story cater to that character, and you always want to keep something constant with that character, unless it's a point to where the character overcomes that fear. And I mean, it's claustrophobia, so I mean, I'm pretty sure the character is not going to get over it, over that fear or that deficiency in a matter of like a story. So I mean, like you also want to keep it grounded and keep everything subtle. You know what I'm saying? You don't want to write, you want to have somebody read a book and halfway through you're like, damn, he got over claustrophobia that fast. That's weird. How did he do that? So, you just want to be careful with stuff like that too. I've seen a lot of stories where people will kind of have a character one way and then they won't stick with it at all. Like they just completely abandon it. Like they never even mentioned it before. And it's like, nah, we're reading a story, man. We kind of, we see this. But that's just like, that's just a little example pretty much. When you writing a character, yeah, you just want to bring up like, do they have like nervous tics? How are they around people? Are they antisocial around people? Bring that up. You know, do they interact with people really well? Bring that up too. Um, Family. I mean, I guess like if you're writing a story, you don't have to go really in depth with family. I just wrote my story, The Av, and in The Av, uh, one of my main characters lost his family, and then the other main character in the story, she she kind of like she talks to her she mentions her mom in the story, but at least like okay, she's got a family, or she has a daughter in the story, so you're like okay, she has a family, and she has a mom that she barely talks to, um, because she feels like she pretty much let her mom down, and that's so like if yeah, actually you know what, let's use a example of a character from my story. I don't know why I didn't do that to begin with, but yeah. So like for instance, we got a character. Let's take her. Yeah, I'll say my character Tanya from the Avs. Tanya Green is basically this character that she used to be a drug addict. She goes to she goes to these basically kind of these well not AA meetings, but what I mean, like the rehabilitation like meetings or whatever, try to make you get off drugs and go through a 10-step program. So she's going through a 10-step program, and this is something she doesn't want to do. She doesn't want to go through with it. She's regretting doing the things that she did, but it's already too late in her life. She's already lost her daughter to children's services. She's trying to get them back by showing she can go through this 10-step program, but then she's got to battle her ex husband who wants custody over her daughter because they people feels like she's an unfit parent. Parent, the damage is already done. She's already fucked up in a sense. She already lost her. She lost her kid because she was neglectful because she let drugs take her over. She let drugs get in the way of everything. So I mean, stuff like that. You just got to kind of look at it like you got to look at it like when you create a character, you have to think of their environment and how their environment changes over time. Like how their environment, uh, basically, how their landscape changes, and then all the obstacles that they have to go through. Um, and then maybe they make up new obstacles as they're going along. Maybe, maybe they screw up along the way, and now they got to fix that problem. But in the midst of them fixing that problem, another problem occurs. Uh, you know, so and that's something I actually learned in an English class. Something called character versus elements. How you doing, babe? But like characters against elements. Like elements can take over a character's life. So I mean, you just got to look at things like that as far as a character's concerned. Um, I guess I can go. I can go on for a while about creating a character in a story. But I mean, if it's, I mean, I will say it comes easier. It comes easier to me because I've been writing for so long, and I could just think of a character just like that, and then I could just start adding all these attributes to this character. Um, Kind of have the character in my mind, whether it's man, woman, whatever. I can have that character just be like, okay, I'm gonna put all this together now, and it may not come easy for you. If you're like a new writer and you're trying to figure out how to create a character, like I said earlier in this video, make a character web. Write a character on a sheet of paper, and then just write everything that you could think about this character. Like you know your character's name is Bob or Bobby, and his age is 15, and he likes pizza, and you know he has short red hair and freckles. He wears you know shorts and tennis shoes and button ups. And uh, he he's adventurous, and he's rebellious towards his parents, something like that. And then you could take that rebellious against his parents thing, and you can use that as a conflict. You can use that to create the conflict in your story. So now you have a conflicted character, and now you have a character that you can actually work with. You're like, okay, he's rebellious. There's like a lot of things to put together, with just that alone. So yeah, if you're not, because there's a lot of people who are versed like that, who can just sit down and just think of a character just like that. I don't really use webs or nothing like that. I just have the characters in my mind, and then I usually have the stories and the scenarios, and I just go ahead and just start writing. I start writing my rough draft, and a lot of people can't do that. Um, so again, if you're a beginner, and that's what is going to allow you to create a character. You have to write it. You have to write down a character or whatever, or keep notes on a character, stuff like that. I mean, that's definitely something you can work on. That's something you can definitely put towards the story, and and then after that, the character will help you write the story. So yeah, that's pretty much what I have for this video. I will be putting out more, and there's going to be a link to the story that I wrote and made an audio version to. It'll be down in the description if you want to go check it out. And I appreciate those who are checking it out. And thank you.